Howdy y'all, it's Reese, aka Bearman Prime on this May 6th. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. God bless you all. Card at the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist. And don't forget all those other YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment down below. Sure to appreciate all that. Alright, so yesterday we saw the Jews' reaction to the plan Haman had set in place to destroy the Jews living in Susa and throughout the Persian Empire. And we see that Mordecai is pleading with his cousin Esther to speak to the king on their behalf. Now, Esther knows that she cannot just go up to the king and talk to him, even though she is the queen. She has to be summoned specifically by the king in order to speak with him. And, even though she's the queen, she may or may not be spared from this law, because in this time, when the Persian Empire made a law, when the king made a law, it was absolute and had to be followed to the letter no matter what. So Esther is unsure of what's going to happen, but she is determined to speak to the king on behalf of her people, even though she may die as a result of just speaking to him without permission. So let's move on and let's continue on in chapter 5 of the book of Esther, starting in verse 1. On the third day, Esther put on her special robes. Then she stood in the inside area of the king's palace, in front of the king's hall. The king was sitting on his throne in the hall, facing the place where people enter the throne room. When the king saw Queen Esther standing in the court, he was very pleased. He held out to her the gold scepter that was in his hand. So Esther went into the room and went near the king. Then she touched the end of the king's gold scepter. Then the king asked, "What is bothering you, Queen Esther? What do you want to ask me? I will give you anything you ask for, even half of my kingdom." Esther said, "I have prepared a party for you and Haman. Will you and Haman please come to the party today?" Then the king said, "Bring Haman quickly so that we may do what Esther asks." So the king and Haman went to the party Esther had prepared for them. While they were drinking wine, the king asked her again, "Now, Esther, what do you want to ask for? Ask for anything, I will give it to you. So what is it you want? I will give you anything you want, up to half my kingdom." Esther answered, "This is what I want to ask for. If the king is pleased with me and thinks it good to give me what I ask for, let the king and Haman come tomorrow. I will prepare another party for them. Then I will tell what I really want." Verse 9. Haman left the king's palace that day very happy and in a good mood. But when he saw Mordecai at the king's gate, he became very angry. Haman was very mad at him because Mordecai didn't show any respect when Haman walked by. Mordecai was not afraid of Haman, and this made Haman mad. But Haman controlled his anger and went home. Then Haman called together his friends and his wife, Zeresh. Haman started bragging about how rich he was. He was bragging to his friends about his many sons, and about all the ways the king had honored him. And he was bragging about how the king had promoted him higher than all the other leaders. "And that's not all," Haman answered. "I am the only one Queen Esther invited to be with the king at the party she gave. And the queen also has invited me to be with the king again tomorrow. But all this means nothing to me. I cannot be happy as long as I see that Jew Mordecai sitting at the king's gate." Then Haman's wife Zeresh and all his friends had a suggestion. They said, "Tell someone to build a post to hang him on. Make it 75 feet tall. In the morning, ask the king to hang Mordecai on it. Then go to the party with the king, and you can be happy." Haman liked the suggestion, so he ordered someone to build the hanging post. Alright, so Esther's grand plan for saving the Jewish people and her families and her cousin was to give a party to the king and Haman. Now, it may not seem like much right now, but we're getting there. The king is obviously pleased with Esther. He likes her a lot. He was willing to give her anything she wanted, up to half of his kingdom. So if Esther said, "Yeah, you just give me 50% of everything you have," he'd have done it. Okay, so she's waiting for the right time, I suppose. So she holds this party just for the three of them, and then she's going to hold another one. Kind of, soften them up, I suppose. And then we see Haman is still just so angry with Mordecai, and the fact that Mordecai isn't afraid of Haman, it just, incenses him further. He's more than determined to get back at Mordecai, and he's going to make an example of him, clearly. And we see that his wife and his friends suggest making a spectacle of it by hanging him on a post 75 feet in the air, which is, obviously very excessive. But so is his hatred for a people that he has no right to hate. So anyway, that is all for today. We're going to pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.